It's right before 7 o'clock in the morning when two men break the glass door of Precision Tattoo Shop off Alma School Road and Chandler Boulevard and make their way in.
He covers his face right here.
The owner was nearby when he got a call that his alarm was going off, and he rushed to the shop to find this: broken glass, ink bottles, and other items scattered on the floor, and missing equipment.
Computers, tattoo machines, money, you know, quite a bit of things.
It hurts. I mean, we got a busy day. It's the end of the month, rent's due for everybody, you know, and even out, I don't know, this holds everything up a little bit.
What really hurts those who work here is the $800 in cash taken that was meant to go to the Disabled American Veterans Organization.
Not only did they affect us, but they affected, you know, veterans, and we have a lot of veterans that come through here. We love them.
Disabled American veterans saddened to know that the money the tattoo shop worked so hard to collect and would have been put to good use was stolen.
It would have been extremely helpful in as much as we have a fund set up to assist veterans who may need emergency assistance.
The owner is convinced his place was targeted.
It's someone that's been here before because they just knew how to get around the shop in the dark.
Rob Schumacher is a photographer here for 12 News, AZ Central, and the Arizona Republic. His job is to capture amazing images from sports to news and even weather.
Paparazzi style is not what we do here at the Republic. It's not a common style in journalism at all. Journalism is not about stalking a subject. It's about working with them, telling their story.
What the paparazzi do on a daily basis differs greatly from what we do when we go out to gather news. We use a lot of the same gear, but for very different purposes.
The lens that was used to shoot these photos apparently was a 600mm lens with a doubler on it, which extends it to a 1200mm lens. I use that lens occasionally for sports. I used it at the Olympics to photograph Michael Phelps.
But seeing is believing, so we wanted to show you just how amazing the zoom on these cameras really are. A 600mm lens with a double zoom attachment can take an image that's 2 meters or roughly 6 feet from approximately 2,045 feet away and get an incredibly close shot. So we decided to use the E on the side of Chase Field as our 2-meter object and use 3 different cameras to show you the different zoom capacities. The average digital camera like the Canon PowerShot comes with a 28mm lens. You can see the zoom is not very efficient and you lose a lot of quality. The second camera we used is the Sony XD Cam that we use every day when we go to gather news. It comes with an 82mm lens. When we zoomed in all the way, you can see the E and the quality is much better. But when we use our digital editing to zoom into a decent shot, it loses a lot of its quality. Then we used one of our Republic photojournalist cameras, a 600mm with a double zoom attachment. You can see the image is amazingly clear. With a little digital editing, we can crop and zoom and we have an almost crystal clear image of the E. The paparazzi claim the couple were exposed in public view, but that doesn't satisfy the royal family.
I understand the frustration of the royals being constantly pursued by paparazzi, but the situation is that don't do anything you don't want to be photographed.
Oh, this is great. This is a palace.
It's 15,000 seats of baseball. The brick wall behind home plate, the green arches, even the old clock on the scoreboard. It's Wrigley in the Southwest.
Been watching it go up for like the last year, so it's been crazy watching it turn from the golf course to the stadium.
The Cubs are moving from the outdated and out of the way Ho-Ho-Com Stadium to the brand new digs by the freeway. That project took more than a year, converting Riverview Park into a baseball wonderland.
We never went to this park, and so when they said they were putting this in, we got pretty excited because we knew it would upgrade the area too.
That's the hope. The city of Mesa estimates the new stadium will bring in about $115 million in revenue. It'll push visitors to Mesa Riverview and businesses there. It even brought in businesses from Chicago, the hot dog chain Portillo's.
Well, this is what we needed here in Mesa. Even though it was a golf course and people are missing it, it's great for businesses.
And tickets are selling. Fans lined up outside at 10 a.m.
We were driving by and saw the line and thought, we got to stop in and grab some tickets before they're all gone.
I'm glad to see it here, and there'll be plenty of parking. It's beautiful, and glad to see all the growth in Mesa.
On his Twitter page, Keith Jenkins calls himself an average guy living an average life.
Keith, what just happened?
But that depends on who you ask. In the fall of 2009, Keith Jenkins wanted to start a nutritional supplement company, but he didn't have the financial backing.
I really liked the concept, and the idea was great.
A portion of that concept was to design a sports drink marketed to women. Troy Councilman Cameron Cobb and another investor bought in.
It sounded initially, when he talked to me about it, like it was going to be pretty easy, pretty sure thing.
Jenkins acquired $15,000 from his investors and another $10,000 from a silent investor.
From the start, I was hearing from Keith like 2 or 3 times every day about, hey, can you get that money in there? Can you get that money in there?
Trouble surfaced almost immediately.
It was a few days later when he sent the email and saying, oh, sorry, by the way, I've spent the whole $25,000.
Their worst fears were realized when they read this email from Jenkins we obtained from local police reports. It's titled, Filling in the Missing Pieces. In it, he admits to spending all of the money, saying, quote, I sabotaged everything, including our business. The bottom line is, I screwed you guys. He writes that his misuse of the funds wasn't intentional, but that he had been depressed and embarked on a self-destructive path for which he is now deeply sorry.
He's very good at believing or making you believe he is the victim of a crime.
Jenkins has given signed promissory notes to his investors, agreeing to pay them back with interest in monthly payments beginning in July 2010, ending July 1st, 2011. But so far, they say they haven't seen a penny. And when they turned up the heat threatening to sue, Jenkins sends another email, vowing he won't go down without a fight. He warns they'll spend more in legal fees than they invested in the company and wishes them good luck. Our investigation has revealed Jenkins is living large, dining in fine restaurants, drinking at hot spots in Scottsdale, sake bombs at Sapporo, Mabel's on Main, the White House, and Manhattan's at this cigar bar. He gloats about his lavish lifestyle on his Twitter page.
He's trying to live a Scottsdale lifestyle. It's got to catch up to him sometime.
His investors have gone to police.
The allegation now is that Mr. Jenkins really did not have a business, did not start a business, but rather took this victim's money, indicating to him that he was going to start a business, but really just ran off with the money.
Phoenix and Scottsdale police are trying to figure out if Jenkins used their money as a personal piggy bank and whether to criminally charge him. For weeks, we tried to track down Keith Jenkins, but he never seems to stay in one place for very long. When he found out 12 News was investigating him, we got a statement from a public relations firm. Jenkins says, quote, I attempted to resolve the dispute with the other members of the company, and they rejected those efforts. He goes on to say, quote, if there was merit to their hollow accusations, they could have brought legal action, but they have never even attempted to do so. His accusers are left wondering what could have been.
In retrospect, when you look back and you think about him, you think, well, I should have known.
Mr. Castro, people want answers. Now is your chance to give them those answers. Are you a con artist?
Meet the Castros. Rodney and his wife Robin are the founders of the Helping Create Hope Foundation, a charity that supposedly helps foster children. Before Rodney began his philanthropic endeavors, criminal records obtained by 12 News show he's a career criminal, in and out of jails and prisons for 20 years. He's currently on probation for fraud-related convictions in California.
Mr. Castro, where is the money? A lot of people want answers.
Now, some people who did business with Castro and his charity wish they had known about his felonious past.
We had no idea that he was a con artist and was going to take all of this money, all his goodwill from the people that rallied behind us and pocket it.
Jeff Geller had a signed contract from Rodney Castro to put on a charity poker tournament. Geller owns Dream Dealers, which supplies gaming tables and dealers. Castro gave it top billing. This poster says former Arizona Cardinal Stevie Baggs and his NFL friends would host the event. The proceeds would benefit not only Castro's foundation, but supposedly Baggs' foundation too. More than 200 people showed up. Geller says a lot of money was raised through admissions, raffles, silent auctions, and sponsorships. But Stevie Baggs and his NFL friends never appeared. And at the end of the night, Geller says everyone was hoodwinked out of tens of thousands of dollars.
I saw Robin counting all the cash as if she's going to pay us. And then when I came back inside, Robin and the cash were gone.
Leslie Sodders dealt blackjack that night.
I'm ashamed in what kind of person could pull this off.
And this may not be the first time. Sarah Ann Workman was hired to help Rodney Castro put on a charity golf tournament back in June.
When it came time for them to pay the organization, he had pocketed all the cash from the golf tournament.
And when they took their cases to the cops, they were told it was a civil matter. That's when they turned to 12 News. But trying to get the Castros to talk to us wouldn't be easy, not by a long shot. They did their best to avoid being seen. Then finally, Robin Castro approaches us, but denies any involvement in the charity, even though she's listed as vice president.
You're not in on this with him?
No, I'm not. I'm a working girl.
Then she defends her man.
He doesn't rip anybody off. You know, people talk a lot of crap. He doesn't defraud people. He tries to help people. People screw him pretty much.
As I ask more questions, she storms off.
You're a TV station.
Then our investigation takes a dramatic turn.
No, don't lie to me, man. No.
I did some more digging and found out he's a fugitive from Florida. While he was able to evade our cameras and dodge our calls for weeks, he couldn't escape the U.S. Marshals, and we were there for the arrest.
Robin Castro, I'm 12 News. You're accused of ripping off a lot of people. What do you have to say about your actions?
You call my attorney.
Mr. Castro, are you operating a bogus charity?
Contact my attorney. No comment. Done. I'm not talking no more.
Where is the money that was taken?
It's not fair that you have me handcuffed and let her just jump in my face like this.
People want answers.
Have a
now
nice
is your
day.
time.
I tried one more time.
You're raising my blood pressure. Next, they're going to call an ambulance for me because you're now starting to agitate me.
And as her husband was waiting to be taken to jail, Robin Castro had only this to say.
Your husband said you went home with all of the money.
Rodney's good. Fine. Okay, so go away. Leave me alone.